Okay, this is what I've got for you today, guys. I'm working on 350 here. I went ahead and pulled it out of the truck. This is the state it's in. It's got dirt daubers all in it. It's got all kinds of stuff. Needs to be cleaned. Now the story with this one is, this was rebuilt about 8 years ago. It was put in the truck, and it flattened out the cam here, and they did a cam replacement, but they never put it back together. So we should have a block, and it had no miles on it. It had like 5,000 miles. The cam went flat, and then they parked the truck and they set it, got another truck. You know, your common backyard stories that you're going to get when you deal with this old stuff, you know, these old cars and trucks. Now all the parts have been sitting just open for the last 5 or 6 years, maybe even a little longer than that. But we're going to go ahead and disassemble it. We're going to try to reuse this block here, and I'm going to go ahead and put Vortec heads on here, because these are those, this is a 1982 engine block. It's a 350, I do believe it's a 4-bolt main block, but it's got the really crappy heads on it. They're not, you know, I think they're 76cc chambers. So we're going to take these, we're going to put the Vortex on this block, but we're going to change out everything in there, and I'm hoping that I can squeeze by and just do a re-hone job. It's not seized up. I'm hoping I can just hit it. Since it had so few miles on it, I think that the crosshatch is still going to be there on the block, and I think we can just hit it with the ball hone and go ahead and use those 30 over forged slugs in this block, and just, you know, new bearings, new crank. This camshaft we're gonna replace. Like I told y'all, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Now this is a L34 camshaft. I do believe that's what it is. But anyway, it's a different camshaft than it came in it with a stock, but it's brand new. It's never been used. And of course, this thing is just loaded with dirt daubers and dirt and debris. So I'm going to try to, I might just vacuum it out, and we're going to start the disassembly, get it down to see what we're really working with. I need to see what the cylinder walls look like and all that, because it's been open like this for so long, and they had all this stuff on there, but I took this stuff off probably a year ago. I took all that stuff off of there because I didn't want it leaving the valves open. And I went ahead and removed the spark plugs already, and I removed all the other stuff. This was left like this. It does have some rust here on this. I'm hoping I can clean that up and get this as a running engine. Like I said, this is going back in the truck, so we're going to try to do the best we can with what we got. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do here, guys. I'm going to try to time-lapse this for you so y'all can watch it get tore apart. But anyway, I'll get to it, guys, and I'll see you in the next segment. Okay guys, went ahead and tore it down. It didn't look too bad. Like I said, it didn't have a lot of miles on it anyway, and other than it being literally filled with dirt daubers, the cylinders don't look too bad. I think we're going to be just fine with the piston. As a matter of fact, I think we'll be just fine with these. I think we're going to be just fine. Those are going to work, I think. But yeah, the engine was just covered in dirt daubers, but you can still see the crosshatch. I'll pull you off and you can take a look for yourself. You can still see the crosshatch pattern in the bores. Like I said, it didn't run very long, and other than being super dirty and typical engine job kind of thing, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's still got that one, you can still see it. It's real fine detail, but over here you might be able to see it better with more light. You can see the crosshatch still in it. And so, other than being a super dirty Chevrolet 350 here, we're going to go ahead and put all that new parts in it. I'm going to go ahead and get this brand new crank right there and those cylinder heads worked out and put it back together. We're just going to try to manage with what we got, and I figured I'd try to give you some more content, and I am trying to still get used to this camera. It shoots good video quality though. I really enjoyed it. I uploaded the other video and it looked real good, so hopefully it will continue focusing. Now, I did find on this, when they installed the cam bearings, it's going to need some cam bearings. I'll probably have it hot tanked. I'll go ahead and put these bearing caps and all that. I got to get the bearings out of them, put the caps back on, and take it over to the local machine shop and see if they'll bathe it for me. And I'll go ahead and just ball hone it, I think. But I got to oil these down. I'm not seeing a terrible amount of scuffing or anything like that. And it was just rebuilt. We lent it out to somebody. They brought it back and they said it's running rough. Probably the break-in oil. Like I said, if you don't break it in with the right oil or any of that kind of stuff, you have to have a high zinc oil, low detergent when you're building these old motors, because you'll literally just burn the camshaft out of it, and then you won't seat the rings. They won't seat in real good. But it don't have any lip here. I don't have an outer round or anything, or a taper gauge where I'd run that in there, but there's no lip. The pistons came out real easy, with the exception of one. I had one that had I guess it had a bad thread on the rod cap. It was the very first one I worked on, and it kept getting hung on that, so I had to persuade it with a piece of wood. Now, I'm going to hear it, I know, but I just used a piece of wood, guys. I don't have my dead blow, and I didn't feel like going and digging around for 2 hours to find it in the junk pile over next door. But yeah, we got oil everywhere. I got to clean up the mess. We're going to try to get this hot tanked, get it cleaned up, get all the dirt daubers. But as far as any of the other machine work, other than getting some cam bearings in it, and I'll probably ball hone it myself. I may have him do it. It depends if he gives me a good rate or not. Just to barely touch them up, rough them up so I can put these pistons in there. I'll take one of these pistons over there. Now the forged slugs, I am under the impression that they're going to be smaller anyway. So the other pistons fit tighter. But as you can see, that piston right there, it's brand new. You can still see the machine work in the side. It hasn't had a bad life. So I might just go ahead and take these down, clean them up. I could do that. If all else fails, I will do that. so I don't have to spend a bunch of money on machine work. But yeah, I use that little pry bar, and I just push them most all the way down and then tap them out. I don't damage them. There's no divots or cuts in there. It's a good piston still. But yeah, those rods are just regular old stockers. If I was really in a pinch, I'd take those Vortec HD rods I got off, put them on those pistons, and I could build a pretty stout little motor that way. Because those rods that came on that Vortec are the HD version. They're real heavy duty. I don't think I ever showed y'all any of that stuff. They're super dirty. But it has the HD rod on it, the heavy duty rod. And if you haven't ever seen the difference, they just look a little bit more beefy. But that's all it is. And like I said, these pistons were run for a while, you know. But I could take those rods, put them on these pistons, and probably be in a pretty good situation for a stout truck motor. We got lots of parts now just laying around. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I got. I just wanted to put another video up because I was going to do this. I did tear this whole thing out of the truck yesterday, so I figured I might as well get it done before I've got to go back to work. So I appreciate it, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon. You can see more content like this. We're going to get this going. We're going to start moving it in the other direction. We want to get that truck running again. So anyway, as always, guys, God bless, and I hope you'll have a good week.